and welcome into this video. So I recently stopped trying to change the world or trying to help everyone or trying to fix people, which I had been my goal for quite a while. And the reason why that was my goal is because what came to mind with changing the world was making it a better place and how good that would feel and maybe important that I may be, or how people may see me or recognize me as worthy or valuable, or if I can just fix people and make them feel better, then maybe I will feel better and I will feel accomplished and worthy of over being able to help them or to fix people. And then if, for example, helping people, if my friend or my coworker comes to me with an issue and I pride myself over always being able to help them, well then maybe that makes me feel valued and needed and worthy. But how does that actually pan out in the long term if my focus is mostly on helping other people or fixing people or on changing the world? And how that usually looks is that I'm pouring all of my time, energy and resources into them and into others and not into myself, which then means that if I do that or if you do that, then we do that, which means that we are not practicing what we preach, because we are not walking the walk and then talking the talk. What we're actually doing is talking the talk. Maybe, for example, we are giving someone else advice over how to be relaxed and have less stress in their life, and how they can use, say, self-care to improve this. Yet we are spending all of our time giving that advice while we ourselves are working 12-hour days and not actually having any time to do those practices for ourselves that we are telling others to do. So we are not actually in embodiment of what we are teaching people. So we are not then practicing what we preach. We are not walking the walk and then talking the talk. It reminds me of being in school and having teachers who will teach you some information, yet you can see in their actions that they are not actually doing that thing, and it just makes something not click in my mind. And I feel like I've always noticed those things. Or think about as when you were a child, when a parent maybe told you or gave you advice, yet you may not have wanted to take that advice because you saw that they were not applying that advice into their life, or maybe they were applying that advice into their life, yet they didn't have an outcome that you desired or that you wanted in the future. So really, by spending our time in focusing on helping or fixing others or on changing the world, it takes away from ourselves and in that time and energy that we could be pouring into ourselves. Because what is better? Is it better to pour and give into the world and tell them what to do, yet we're not doing it? Or is it better to be an embodiment of what we want to of who we want to be, and then to feel good in their life and to be able to just show by example or by role model, more so by walking the walk and then talking the talk if we are maybe asked, or if someone looks up to us or wants us to ask us for help or advice, rather than us giving that advice. Because I realize through this experience as well is that not a lot of people actually like or enjoy getting unsolicited advice or just being told what to do. Yet if someone sees that you have what they want, oftentimes they will want to ask you a question and they will want to get advice. Because if we can think of a situation where, let's say, you want to travel the world on a low-cost budget, so you may look up on YouTube how someone else done that and how they travel the world on a low-cost budget. So that is someone who is embodying what you want. They are themselves traveling the world on a low-cost budget, and when you ask them information, well then they are going to be just sharing with you from what they're already doing, from their embodiment. They've already walked the walk, now they're talking the talk, in comparison to if you were to ask, let's say, a family member how you can, or a friend, how you can travel the world on a low-cost budget, and they have never done it before. Well then maybe they may just be teaching or giving advice on something that they have not actually done, that they have not embodied or done themselves. So I think a lot of us are actually walking around trying to help people or trying to fix people or trying to change the world yet we could probably change the world and help more people and have more of an impact by actually pouring into ourselves, in just doing what we want to do and taking care of ourselves first, and living the life that we want to live, and then in spilling from that overflow. Because if we really focus on ourselves, well then we're feeling more happiness, more joy, more bliss and alignment in who we are, well then that spills into our relationships, that spills into our friendships, that spills into our families, that will spill into our communities, and then that will have more of an impact on the world than if we were just trying to change and fix the world. Because really in everything we do, we change the world anyway. Whether what time I wake up in the morning will make a change in the world, what I choose to wear, who I choose to speak to, everything we do is making a change. Because the one thing is that everything is always changing anyway, yet we are trying to change something that is already changing.